It's your girl Nia, and I am back with the free home buying guide. So, today we're going to talk about building your team. This is your real estate dream team, your star players, your MVPs, okay? And these people, as you go throughout this process, some of them you might become really good friends with after you go through all of this, and some of them you might not like so much. But we're going to talk today about great tips and tricks for finding your team and how to pick the right people for your team. So if this is your first time watching this channel, make sure you like and subscribe. And then if you don't have my home buying guide already, make sure you look for the link in the description so that you can get the free home buying guide. So let's get into it. So while you're going through the real estate process, as we've discussed, if you haven't seen the other videos already, there are many moving parts to this home buying process. And with that being said, different parts have different players who will be a member of your team. I highly recommend you start researching and learning your team before you actually are in the home buying process. Don't wait until you're in the home buying process and in a jam to start looking for the people that you need on your team. So one of the first people you would need on your team is a lender. This can be a mortgage broker, loan officer. You can use a bank. It's up to you, but you want to make sure that you prepare your own finances and your credit profile so that you can make the selection of what lender that you want to work with. So lenders have things called overlays. If you're not familiar with overlays and you really want a deep entailed view of it, get my book. I really break down. Basically, an overlay is an extra guideline that you have to go to, but that lender set that guideline. So as I discussed in the other video, FHA is a loan type, but FHA itself is not a lender. So there are different lenders who offer FHA loans, but since they are the lender, they can pick their own guidelines that you have to meet in order for them to grant you that loan. Those are called overlays if they are requiring more than the FHA loan requires. Okay. So, with that being said, you can talk to lenders and find out what their overlays are before you start the process with them. You can get referrals from others, especially if you have somebody close to you that recently purchased a home. That's definitely one way for you to do it. But you want to start looking for these people before you start the home buying process. Follow them on social media, look up their reviews, see if you can get a referral for somebody, and don't just take the referral because somebody else had a good relationship with them. Find out how their transaction went. Was the person very responsive? You know, different people have different lenders and they may have a good relationship with them, but it depends on what type of buyer they were. You might have different characteristics than them where you might not work as well with them. So ask them more questions than just, oh, who did you get your loan by? That's not enough. Okay, that's not enough questions. So your lender, that's definitely one of the most important people that you're going to work with because you're going to start with them when you get your pre-approval. Once you get your pre-approval, you're going to take this over to your realtor, real estate agent. You can call it either or, but this is the person who's going to go around with you and shop for houses. You guys are going to go through houses together. You'll have discussions about these houses. You want somebody who's very knowledgeable about the market, knowledgeable about the areas that you're shopping in, somebody who's worked with first-time home buyers before, because you definitely want to ask your lender and your realtor if they're aware of any first-time home buyer grants, any type of closing or down payment assistance that might be of assistance to you. So these are the type of questions that you want to ask, but you want to have knowledgeable people who've dealt with first-time home buyers before. And if you're an investor, you want an investor-friendly realtor and an investor-friendly lender because they'll have different options that are catered to your type of buyer. Okay, so the next person, you get your realtor, you go to get your home, you find a home you like, you put an offer in for your home. They're going to ask you for earnest money. Once you have to turn in that earnest money, it's like a good faith estimate. Earnest money is like money you have to give to say, like, I'm serious, I'm ready, I want to buy this house. So you give the earnest money. And then say, for example, the person selling the house, the seller, they accept your offer. So now you get a certain period of time after that agreement is signed to do your due diligence. And the due diligence period happens right after that purchase agreement is signed. So now the bank is going to order an appraisal, which the bank will find the appraisal, but you would be responsible financially for the appraisal. Secondly, you're going to need to get a home inspection. You might need other inspections, but I highly recommend you get a home inspection. And I want to stop and say that too. I highly recommend you get a realtor. A realtor is somebody who can assist you during the process, especially if you're not knowledgeable about it. Secondly, you don't pay for the seller. The buyer does not pay. The buyer does not pay for the real estate agent. The seller pays for the real estate agent. So you're literally getting free assistance. So it's no reason to turn it down. You will sign a contract with that realtor, which means that you will have to work with them. I don't want to make this video too long and get deep into it. If you're really trying to do it and you're in the process, get my book. It's in the description. So then you want to get a home inspector. Same thing. Do not wait to the last minute to get these people. The home inspector will go through your house. They're going to go in the roof. They're going to go in the crawl space. They're going to go around. They're going to check the windows inside and out. They're going to check the air conditioning unit. They're going to check all the different parts of the house. They're going to check the basement, the furnace, the water heater, all of this. And then they're going to give you a report. Ask them what type of report they give you. To me, the best inspection reports come with pictures next to the description. So it kind of gives you an idea of what exactly they're talking about, because some of the parts of the house you're just not going to know because you don't do construction and you're not a home inspector. So sometimes some inspectors will have a picture next to the description of the problem so that you can better understand. So that's a question you can ask them. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, again, you want somebody who's very responsive. You never know. Then you want to work to get an attorney. Now, an attorney is also another vital part of your real estate team, especially when it comes to having your best interest at heart. Yes, your realtor acts on your behalf, but the realtor still gets paid based off you purchasing the house. Yes, the lender's role is to act on your behalf, but the lender gets paid by you taking the loan. The attorney does not get paid based on your loan. The attorney gets paid a flat fee, usually a flat rate, and their job is to look out for your best interest. They're going to review all your contracts, especially if you're buying a condominium. I highly recommend you get an attorney. But now you get an idea of who are the key players who will be a part of your home buying process. You want to make sure that you show up on inspection day and you're there during the inspection and available for the inspector to talk to you, tell you anything that comes to the top of their mind after they do the inspection, because you can get some very important information. When I bought my investment property in 2020, the inspector told me after the inspection that my water heater was on its last leg and that it would be in my best interest to replace it. And the water heater was too tall for the pipe, so it was creating a problem. So it was best for me to replace it with a short water heater. Now, I did not know that they even had short water heaters, but apparently they do. So I had to do that, but it was because I was putting a tenant in it. The winter was approaching, and the last thing you want is for somebody to run out of hot water during the winter. And then that maintenance call is going to be more expensive because they know you need it because it's in the winter. So things like that are why it's important for you to be on site the day that you get a home inspection, okay? So these are the people who are very important as a part of your real estate dream team. You want to be very careful how you choose them. You want to look up questions. I did put a list of questions in the book to give you an idea of what type of things that you want to ask your lender about loans. But that's another reason for you to do your research also, because you want to understand the questions that I'm telling you to ask. And then two, you want to understand the answers that they give you. So of course, if you have any more questions about any of this, please make sure that you drop it down below in the comments. I'll be happy to respond and answer them for you. My other contact information also is located in the description. So follow me, send me a DM, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.